How can someone loved by an entire community become the target of a secret no one ever saw coming? That question shattered a quiet morning in Maryland. People had gathered to honor Gabriella Morgan, a woman known for changing lives, comforting families, and never turning her back on anyone. Children ran toward her name on a banner. Friends saved her a seat. But Gabriella never arrived. Her phone rang until it went silent. Her purse was still by the front door. A cup of coffee sat untouched on the kitchen counter, still warm. There were no signs of a struggle. No goodbye. No explanation. As panic spread through the crowd, detectives uncovered a chilling possibility. Someone hadn't hated Gabriella because she had done something wrong. They hated her because everyone loved her. Detective Enrique Morales walked through Gabriella's home expecting signs of a forced entry. There were none. The front door was locked. Her keys were inside. Her phone had stopped responding just minutes before the community event. Then one detail stopped everyone. A framed photo of Gabriella and her closest friends had been turned face down. Nothing else had been touched. It looked small, almost meaningless. Until Faith Bennett whispered, Gabriella always said, if that picture was ever moved, it meant someone she trusted had been inside. Suddenly, the investigation wasn't hunting for a stranger. It was hunting for someone who had been welcomed into Gabriella's life all along. As detectives interviewed Gabriella's friends, everyone described the same woman. Kind, patient, always putting others first. But one conversation changed everything. Lauren Mitchell hesitated before saying, whenever Gabriella was praised, one person always smiled, but her eyes didn't. No one had noticed it at the time. Not the forced congratulations. Not the quiet silence that followed every success. Detective Enrique Morales wrote down one sentence in his notebook. Sometimes the most dangerous anger is the one that never raises its voice. For the first time, the case wasn't about where Gabriella had gone. It was about who had been hiding their resentment in plain sight. Days into the investigation, Gideon Price recovered messages that someone believed had been erased forever. Most were ordinary. One wasn't. It had been sent, then quickly deleted. She always wins. One day, everyone will finally see who she really is. The message wasn't sent to Gabriella. It was written about her. Detective Enrique Morales stared at the timestamp. The anger hadn't appeared overnight. It had been quietly growing long before Gabriella vanished. And now, investigators knew they weren't chasing a random crime. They were chasing someone who had been hiding behind a smile. When detectives questioned Vanessa Cole, she remained calm. She spoke kindly about Gabriella. She even called her an inspiration. But the evidence told a different story. Witnesses remembered the quiet moments no one had paid attention to. Every time Gabriella was celebrated, Vanessa found a reason to leave, or stood silently in the background, watching. Detective Enrique Morales realized the most painful truth of the case. Hidden anger doesn't always sound like hatred. Sometimes, it hides behind applause. The woman everyone believed was Gabriella's biggest supporter had suddenly become the center of the investigation. Under mounting evidence, Vanessa's calm demeanor began to crack. She didn't deny feeling overlooked. She admitted she had spent years watching Gabriella receive admiration she believed should have been hers. Then she said something that silenced the room. Everyone saw her. No one ever saw me. For Detective Enrique Morales, it wasn't a confession of innocence. It was the first honest glimpse into the hidden anger that had been growing for years. The investigation had finally uncovered the motive. Now, only one question remained. How had that quiet resentment turned into a tragedy? The investigation proved Gabriella's death was not the result of a stranger's rage. It was the result of years of hidden resentment that no one recognized until it was too late. Vanessa Cole was found guilty, bringing justice to a woman who had spent her life lifting others instead of herself. At Gabriella's memorial, the church was filled with the people whose lives she had changed. Her chair was empty. Her impact wasn't. The community didn't remember how she died. They remembered how she lived, with kindness, compassion, and a heart that never stopped giving. Sometimes the deepest wounds aren't caused by open enemies, but by silent jealousy hiding behind a familiar smile. If Gabriella's story moved you, subscribe to The Veil of Secret for more true crime stories that uncover the truths hidden beneath ordinary lives.